What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Personal Trainer Network. Today, I am grateful to be with Alex and Bailey again back on the channel. Some fan favorites. People definitely love to talk about these guys, and they like seeing what you guys are about. So, it's been a while. So please, both of you guys, let me know what's been going on.
Bailey, ladies first. Bailey, go ahead.
So I've been nice and busy. I've been working with a whole bunch of clients recently since my last video on the channel. I recently moved houses, so that was a big change, and still working a lot, keeping busy, and then actually preparing to compete in a kettlebell sport competition at the end of summer. So definitely keeping myself busy and then working lots, all that good stuff. How about you, Alex?
Awesome. Yeah, always keeping busy. Definitely got the clients going, doing lots of classes. I've actually spent a lot of time working on the business. I realized that I was spending a lot of time working in the business and not even close enough time working on the business. So I spent like the last 90 days really focusing on making my business a little bit more like polished and professional and stuff like that, the business side of things for sure.
Awesome. So Bailey, why don't you let us know a little bit what made Alex stand out to you out of all the trainers you saw on the channel, or what made you want to collaborate with him?
One of the things that really stood out to me is I'm in Victoria and I work in a private gym that's actually very similar to the Strength Camp Toronto. So that really interested me, just the style of training, how it's similar, and just how it's a similar thing just across the country. So that really stood out to me, and it seems like a great environment, and obviously great environments come from great leaders and trainers. So, yeah.
Yeah, right, babe. Let's keep it real. It's because I can deadlift heavy. Come on, let's keep it real.
That's always the biggest thing. Lift heavy.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. For sure. I love that. Thanks. Hey, well, thanks for choosing me and wanting to do this with me. That's awesome. I see you focus on strength training as well, correct?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Love it. Strength training is something that a lot of people, only now I truly feel like people are kind of like wrapping their heads around that for me personally, I feel like it's one of the most important factors when it comes to, one, getting the physique that you want, and being a healthy person too. Being strong should be considered being healthy as well as being somebody who's strong, for sure.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And I've started like shifting whenever I talk to people, instead of saying being healthy, it's being strong, and like different empowering words instead of just healthy, which is such a broad term nowadays.
It is. I like that. That's really cool. One of the things that one of the things I love about my Instagram now and having this network is that I get to see all you guys, progressing, growing, and everything. Like I've known Alex for like several years, and to see how his company has grown so much, because this is somebody that I knew before his company even started, where I'm like, there's something like he's gonna be somebody special. He's gonna be somebody that is gonna be great. And it's funny that we started in the same program, and to see where he is now, I'm just like, that's awesome, And then seeing like Bailey, obviously you growing, and I see that you're in this environment where you feel very comfortable. I really like seeing that as well too. So
yeah,
I love seeing people that I admire, people that I look up to, and think like, man, they're killing it. And to me, it's always motivating. So I appreciate what you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bailey, you said you're in BC, right?
I am, yes.
BC. There's actually a strength camp in BC too.
Yeah. Is there?
Yeah, Kamloops.
Oh, that's my hometown.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You should check them out. The owner there, I'm actually pretty good with the owner. His name is Jake Berkland, and he's the owner of Strength Camp in Kamloops.
Yeah, I know Jake.
You know Jake?
I didn't realize they were connected.
Really?
Oh, that's too cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love Jake. Jake's a good guy. Good guy.
Yeah. Hard worker.
Oh, for sure. Awesome. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Oh, that's too cool. Small of a world.
It's super small, yeah. Even though you guys are like 5 provinces apart or whatever, it's like you have connecting tissue right kind of there.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to get this started, I want to ask you guys if you have any questions from either your own or like fans of yours who wanted to ask you questions. Either one of you guys can go first, and then we can answer them. We can talk about them.
Yeah. I had a question that I got the other day that I really liked that I wanted to share with the group. As what do you think about the constant changes in the fitness industry?
Alex, you want to take that first?
I couldn't hear it well. You said, what do I feel about the constant changes in the fitness industry?
Yes.
Yeah, how do I feel about it? The way I feel about it is like I'm kind of like a go with the flow. But what I try to do with the changes, I just try to stay in my lane. You know, things are going to change. There's going to be fads. There's going to be things that, come and go, this and that. But I stay in my lane. I focus on what I do best, right? I focus on what makes me unique, right? Because let's keep it real. Everyone can squat. Everyone can learn how to do a hip thrust or whatever. But what is going to make me unique and what's going to make me stand out opposed to other things? And that's what I think about. When the changes happen, I try to stay away from them, actually. I try to just stay in my course, stay focused on what I'm doing and not really dive into anything too much, these fads and stuff like that. Another change, though, that I find that I obviously have to adapt to was the online space, right? Prior to, I don't even like to say the word. You guys know what I'm talking about. Prior to that happening, I never even thought of doing things online, but having, the pandemic happen really opened my eyes that there is a market for online. And there's going to be a high demand for that still, even though things are getting back to normal. There's still going to be a demand for online as well.
Yeah. And how about you, Bailey? What do you feel about the constant changes and everything when it comes to fitness industry?
I agree with Alex. There's so much that happens and changes and fads that come up that you do have to stay in your lane and what makes you unique and what you can offer and what you can do. Because it's just like if you compare it to fashion or food trends or anything, like it comes and it goes. So really those changes, you have to kind of let them brush off beside you, keep focusing on your consistency, the things that matter and what stands out for you as a person or as a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you guys have brought up really good points. The one thing that's interesting about the fitness industry is that because certain disciplines become popularized, certain things get pushed, right? Like, for instance, CrossFit is something that at a time, everybody and their mom was doing CrossFit. There's CrossFit gyms and everything, right? And there's even before that, like high intensity interval training was something that was like a very big thing. I do think that the point about online and like the whole idea of fitness videos, like workouts on Instagram, TikTok, those are things that has definitely turned into like a very popularized thing. But it's because it's easy and simple and there's not really much to it. So everybody and their mom can do it, you know what I mean? So it's easy, but then people don't really understand the complexities and the importance of doing these exercises, why this benefits you, what this can help with, and just things like that. I know when I'm training clients, I always try to bring it back to certain different things when it comes to like, oh, when you bend down to pick this up, this is the same thing as this movement, right? So it kind of always reminds people. So I really like relating fitness back to real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love it. Well, essentially, that's what it is, man. It's, that's what fitness should be, right? Your fitness goals shouldn't be too far apart from your life goals, right? So one thing that I ask, and I started really focusing this and hammering this with my clients is like, when it comes to goal setting, it's okay to have whatever goal you want, have a goal that you want, but why is that important to you? So it's something, when I say that to some of my clients, they almost get like, what are you talking about? Like, I'll say something like this. I'll say, hey, thanks for coming in. What are your goals? What do you want to get out of your fitness program or this gym? What do you want to get out of it? Oh, well, listen, I'm looking to lose 10 pounds and I want to lose this and that. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Well, why is that important? Oh, well, I want to lose 10 pounds because I want to be healthier and this, that, and I want to look good. Okay. Well, then how is your life going to change? After you achieve your goal, how will your life then change? And then they look at me like they never even thought about that. They've never thought about how their life would improve, right? And so for me, that's such a crucial question to ask each and every member, because that's what's going to drive them That's what's going to drive them to keep going and staying disciplined, right? Because everyone gets super motivated. The weather gets nice. And, you know, speaking of social media, they go through the TikTok and Instagram, they see all these fit people, but they don't realize those people dedicated like 4 to 5 years to get in shape or whatever the case is, right? So if you're just looking at 10 pounds just to like, you know, just lose it, it's not going to last. It's not going to last. It has to be something that you can value, that you know is going to improve your life, right? That's going to keep you with it. That's what's going to keep you going. Yeah, that's how it is for me, you know?
And similar to that for me, when I work with clients too, it's always finding out like why they want to do something, but I'll also ask them, like, what are your goals? Vanity isn't the right term, but vanity wise, like, how do you want to look? How do you want to change your body for either to lose weight, to gain muscle, any of that? And then I ask them an ability goal, like what's something you want to be able to do? So say I have a client who comes in who loves to hike. They're like, I want to go hike this mountain. Like, perfect. That's going to be one of the goals we're going to work. You're also going to build muscle and lose the fat or whatever your vanity goal is, but we're also going to work towards something you can actually do. And I find that helps motivate people too, because it's what they like to do in the day.
Yeah, for sure. Just to add on that, Bailey, if I can, just for a moment here. So when your client says, I want to, you know, go on a hike, if you were to ask them, okay, why do you want to go on a hike? Like, what out of everything that you can do, you picked a hike. How is going on a hike going to improve your life? And I'm sure you'll get a response, something similar to, somebody said to me that I could never do it. Or, you know, it's something that I've seen other people do and I never thought I could do it. So it's not necessarily that they want to go on a hike. It's that they want to accomplish something that makes themselves feel proud, that somebody else probably said that they never could do, or they probably never thought they could do, which give them a sense of self-worth, right? So I find when it comes to working out, right, and the more that I do this kind of stuff, it's like people don't even care about working out. This is going to sound weird. They don't even care about working out, right? They care about what working out is going to get them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want to work out so they can get X. So for the workout part, I don't even spend too much time talking about that. I spend time speaking on what is working out going to get you. That's what I find that helps a lot. That's tapping into their emotional side for clients.
That's really smart.
Yeah, try it.
And then, Alex, do you have any questions from any fans or from yourself that you would like to ask?
Yeah, well, I have one question that, you know, I just recently I've been asked this a few times, and I'll let yourself, Malik, or Bailey answer it before I put my input. But should men and women train the same?
Well, Bailey, you want to go first, or should I take it?
You can go first. I got a couple thoughts thinking.
You guys got to think about that one. I did the same.
I got a couple thoughts.
Yeah, I have to think about that.
I think it depends on the situation, because the thing is that when it comes to training, depending on what your goals are and depending on where you're starting from, because a person might be a beginner, another person might be very advanced and you know very comfortable in the gym. I don't think that an advanced like man or woman should be training with or working with somebody that's not advanced and that doesn't know what they're doing, because yes, you have an idea of what you're doing, but you're teaching them what you do instead of teaching them what works best for them specifically for whatever their intended goals are, right? So I see a lot of time when I'm at the gym, I see people like they'll come to the gym for the first time, they don't know what they're doing, and then they'll bring their friend to the thing and they'll be like, okay, so lift this 50-pound thing that I lift normally, but you know I don't even know if you can, and that's dangerous, especially because men and women are different in the context that women and men, like obviously naturally people's legs are stronger than their upper bodies, right? Because you know we need our legs for more, but it's important to understand, okay, this is not the same for a man as for a woman, and doing certain things like that is not good, right? Like you have to sort of take people who have similar goals, similar experience level, and you can work together. But then when there's like subtle nuances, like a beginner, or maybe they're a former soccer player, maybe they're a former swimmer, like that's different. You know what I mean?
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
I've done my thinking. I think too, as always, each person should be a little more individualized with their training because every single person's different. But I do think that if you gave a man and a woman or non-binary, whoever, the same program, that you would see results with both of them. I think your results would be different based on each physiological aspects between people. But I do think it'd be more beneficial to train men and women or whoever differently, just because you do have factors, like especially with women, their menstruation cycles, which will affect how much they lift at a time or how much energy they have or what their hormones in their body are allowing them to do, as well as the amount of food that they might consume going into like body composition. Obviously, it's the same if you have a smaller guy and a guy who's 6'2". You're going to train them very differently because they're two very different people. So very similar with just different body types. And then too, you do see different circadian rhythm patterns between men and women. So that might also factor in what time you train them or more of those small logistics that go into training. So I think you train them differently.
I like that.
Excellent.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I would say that, or the way I answer that question is, you don't necessarily train men and women differently for the most part. In general, you don't train them different. Like, for example, if the goal, it's more so the goal. Like if a woman wants to improve her deadlift and a male wants to improve his deadlift, I could technically give them the same program because it's the program that I'm creating is to help improve someone's deadlift. But I would, cater to what Bailey said is once I meet the person individually, you guys both kind of alluded to it, that it would then become customizable to that individual. But in general, training for me, men and women, in the beginning, if let's say all things equal, it's the same. It's the same kind of training I would do. But then it becomes individual. And the reason why like that question was asked is because I was having a conversation with a female client. And she was saying how like, no, women should be training like this. Women shouldn't be lifting weights and women should be only doing cardio to lose weight. And women should be, I was like, well, first of all, what are you talking about? Everyone should be doing lifting weights. Everybody should be getting stronger. Everybody. She's like, no, women are different. I'm like, yes, men and women, we have our differences. Absolutely. But when it comes to for women, could you do that? And I'll share it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'll share it.
It's one of the best supplements. Like anytime someone comes in and they're like, what do I need to take? I'm like, creatine, protein, done. That's all you need.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened with my laptop. It just kind of kicked me out.
No worries.
I do have one question, Alex, if you have a little bit of time.
Sure.
You can answer quickly and then go. Let me just see quickly. Oh, Bailey, I had somebody ask me, they wanted to know what kind of, like, so it's one of the girls that I have as a follower, she wants to know, like, what kind of exercise should she be doing when it comes to, like, hip dip, I think she said, was the thing? Asking to get a female perspective.
Yeah, hip dips are a hard one because they are genetic. Some people are more likely to have hip dips than other people. I find the best thing in general, because it's very hard to spot, treat something like that, because it is an area where usually it's just indented. It's not somewhere that necessarily has muscle on it. So the biggest things are doing your compounds, like your squats, your deadlifts, but also adding in exercises where you're working laterally. So anything where you're raising the leg to the side, lateral lunges, curtsy lunges, and that starts to sculpt that more round glute in the back. That can help. And then sometimes too, it's learning to love your hip dips, because they are what makes you unique, and everyone will have those different things, whether it's an indent in your quads or the cap shoulder. Some people are more predispositioned to have that. And then hip dips can be beautiful too, but those compounds will help the most.
Yeah. So this question is kind of fun. Alex, you can answer this first, and then you can go if you need to. What is the best food or drink to have after a workout, like right after a workout?
Water. Water, man.
Hydrate.
Water. Hydration. You probably sweated a lot. You're depleted. Drink some water. Simple.
Yeah.
Do you guys eat after your workout?
What's that?
Do you guys eat right after your workout, or do you like take time?
I usually take like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the day. If I'm working right after my workout, I'll have like a quick protein bar or something, or a protein shake, and call it quits, and then eat my dinner later.
Likewise. That's exactly what happens. Like for me, it can get pretty busy. So I'll finish my workout and I jump right into another class or another one-on-one. So I don't really eat. Ideally, I would like to, especially if I'm trying to add some more muscle mass. I don't want to lose that, quote unquote, anabolic window. But as long as you get your protein, your macros in for the day, you should be fine.
Yeah, I tend to eat maybe hour and a half after my workout, but it's because a lot of times I'm busy. I just got stuff to do, so I'm like,
But check this out, guys. I got to get out of here. Thanks so much, Bailey.
No worries.
I'm waiting for that post. I'll share it.
Yes.
No problem. Malik,
Perfect.
good to see you. Good to see you, brother. And we'll talk some more.
I'll talk to you
All right,
later.
guys.
See you, Alex.
Take care.
All right, Bailey. So it's just the two of us now. Is there any other questions, or is there anything that you want to talk about?
Well, I think there is one I'd seen that you posted about. Was it a pre-workout one?
Yeah.
You had a post and a pre.
Yeah. Do you take pre-workout? If so, what kind? And she said, I'm a whole 30, so I need one with no sugar.
Awesome. So I do take pre-workout. I don't take it every time. I find it's very important to monitor how much caffeine you're intaking, especially if you're an avid coffee drinker, tea drinker, energy drink drinker. So all those lovely sources of caffeine. Sometimes you can get chocolate with caffeine in it too.
Yeah.
So I do take pre-workout, usually in the mornings or after a long day to get the workout going. The one I currently take is either the ANS Ritual, which is a great pre-workout, or the TC Nutrition Batch 27, which is actually a Canadian brand as well. Both are really good. They're higher in caffeine, so they do last longer because I'm not taking them as often, which is a nice little tip to save money when you're buying pre-workout because it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
Most pre-workouts will have no sugar too from a supplement standpoint. Usually they're sweetened with stevia or sucralose, so that's just kind of something to watch out for when people are buying pre-workouts.
Yeah.
And then you're always looking for those kind of good ingredients because people will really need different pre-workouts based on what they need, whether it's high energy or no stimulants or anything like that. So you always want to look at your caffeine level. Usually you don't want any more than 300. That's a lot of caffeine in one go. A cup of coffee is 90 milligrams of caffeine.
Exactly.
Taurine is another product in there that you always want to look for. It just helps calm the nervous system, makes so your heart isn't going crazy when you get all that caffeine.
Yeah.
Beta alanine is another good product I like to make sure is in my pre-workout. It's that tingly or itchy skin sensation that you get, and it helps decrease lactic acid buildup. So it's super helpful.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are kind of the top three things I look for in pre-workout. Citrulline is another good one if you want that pump. I don't necessarily always chase that pump feeling, but pre-workouts can definitely be really useful. Yeah.
Yeah, very true. I'm not somebody who takes pre-workout very often. I have in the past when I was younger, because I would work out after school or after work or whatever, and then I'd be like, geez, I need some energy and a pick me up. But I usually like to work in the morning, so it gives me the opportunity to be like, all right, let's do this, and I don't really like to eat before I work out either, so I like to kind of go in, do my workout, then I'll eat later on in the day. But that's just me. So.
Well, that's where I've had clients too before who ask, like, I don't want to take pre-workout, like, what are other things I can do? I say, like, Rice Krispie bars are a wonderful pre-workout snack. especially if you eat it like 30 minutes before. It's nothing too light if you're not huge on eating, because then you are getting those sugars to help fuel you, because your brain needs that glucose to run. If you're on like a keto diet or something, cottage cheese with berries is a really good alternative. And then even things like matcha or a cup of cold coffee.
Matcha is great for it. Yeah.
Oh, matcha is awesome. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I usually, if I do have coffee before a workout, it's just black straight up. 'Cause I don't really like to add like extra like milk or anything sugary, because to me that adds too much to it that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, everybody is different. So some people they need that pre-workout to give them the extra little boost. But
yeah,
I also get that that's not everybody. You know what I mean? So I think it's just depending on you. If you use or if you want to use pre-workout, do your research. Like Bailey said, figure out exactly what's in the pre-workout that you want to take. Know the benefits of it and everything, because it's very important to know what you're putting in your body.
Totally. And there's so many different things out there in the supplement world. It's hard to identify it sometimes.
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true. Okay, but I did want to say this to you though, and I'm gonna say this to all the trainers that I've been doing video with. I am going to do my damnedest to be able to travel to see you guys in person, and you guys can kick my ass in a workout, and then I'm just gonna be complaining after this. I'm like, Bailey killed me. I'm done. Why did I come to BC? I shouldn't have came to BC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really want to be doing that, whether it's this year, next year. You know, what works best for everybody. We'll figure out this kind of schedule. And, you know, plus I think it'd be hilarious to watch me do some workout videos with, like, you guys who do completely different workouts than me, and then I just get my butt kicked.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Yeah. That was a great idea.
Yeah. So is there any other trainers that you've seen on the channel, or anybody that you know that you want to shout out before we go? Anything else you want to say?
Oh, all the trainers on this channel are so lovely. All their videos are great. So much great information. It was awesome to work with Alex today. His Strength Camp Toronto and all the work he does is awesome. And yeah, I'm just excited to work with anyone else on the channel. Everyone's such a lovely group you've created.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, you know, see if we can build a whole thing. Like, eventually the goal is, you know, we can plan like events and stuff together where you guys can take your specific fan bases and, you know, come together and everything. Because I think all of you guys have unique voices and speak to specific people. You know what I mean? It's important, you know, just to hear everybody out. So, Bailey, where can everybody find you? Where can they learn more about you or follow you? Where should they go?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those social medias at Little Miss Bailey, LittleMsBailey. Or you could check out my gym, the West Shore Warehouse, online. Find me either of those, and otherwise I'm just hanging out in BC over here by the ocean.
Awesome. Yeah, make sure you guys go follow her. Her links will be in the description. So you guys can definitely go check her out and go give her a follow. And again, thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. I hope you do as well.
Thank you. You got any more clients for the day or no?
I got 2 more clients today.
Okay. So
and then my workout, then I'm done. Almost done the day. Yeah.
Well, I hope everything goes well, and I'll see you soon, okay?